1113. Thank you for joining me on the Shawn 1113 channel. Shawn Steele's NFL Picks 2014 expanded. And I'm going to tell you why. I just decided very recently, not now, but very recently though, I came up with a top six, in addition to the picks, a top six in the AFC and the NFC right now. Since we're going close to playoff time. And I'll explain that in a moment after the picks. Before the picks, actually. First of all, last week I was 9-7, week 13 record, and I'm over 100 overall, 119, 72, and tied one, 62%. Now for the top six AFC teams. New England number one, and my criteria, to be honest with you, is going to be divisional leaders. They may not necessarily be the best NFC conference team in that conference, but they get a nod. That one criteria is actually the division leaders. And then maybe one or two other ones that might be best. So with that, I'm going to go. Let me start all over again with the AFC. New England number one on a slight margin. Denver number two. Indianapolis number three. I think all those three teams, what I just mentioned, are very closely bunched together, to be honest with you. And they're all division leaders. Cincinnati number four. Baltimore number five. And number six is San Diego. The latter two are basically on the fringe. And it can be changeable. You got Miami, you got Kansas City, and you got other teams on that fringe. I think right now, Baltimore and San Diego. Of course, next week it will completely shake things up. With San Diego playing New England especially. So it's going to be shaken up again. Like I said, it's a week-to-week thing. NFC top six: Green Bay, Philadelphia, Seattle. Green Bay number one, Philadelphia number two, Seattle number three. And ironically enough, Philadelphia, Seattle, you can change. It's very changeable. But like I said, Seattle plays Philadelphia this week. That's definitely going to change. That's definitely going to change for sure. Then you have Detroit, number four. Arizona, number five. And then number six, New Orleans and Atlanta tied for six. Arizona are really on the fringe since they lost Carson Palmer. New Orleans and Atlanta is separating themselves in the NFC South. As bad as the NFC South is, they're separating themselves from the rest of that division. So that's why I'm tying number six. We'll see what happens with Green Bay and Atlanta coming this week. It's going to be very interesting. The Seattle-Philadelphia game is probably my game of the week, to be honest with you. A lot of things are going to be shaken up with that game in the NFC. So with that, let me give you my picks. And one other thing. I didn't put Dallas on this list because they're not a division leader. But they can climb up there. Like I say, if Arizona loses and what have you, and Dallas wins, Dallas could be in that top six, to be honest with you. But right now, they're just really on the fringe, to be honest with you right now. If you really look at the playoff picture. So I don't want to hear Dallas fans bitching and moaning about that. With that being said, let me put my picks. Dallas and Chicago. To be honest, I'm going to pick Dallas. They're the best road team in the NFL right now, 5-0. And they're going to make it 6-0 against a terrible, terrible Chicago defense. Offense is capable on their own, but their defense is so bad. I'm going to pick Dallas. Pittsburgh and Cincinnati, that could be a trap game for Cincinnati again. Cincinnati is not like I said, they're number 4, but it's just a kind of a soft number 4 with the AFC North. I'm going to pick them because they're at home. So it's going to be Cincinnati over Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, with a win, they might help themselves. St. Louis and Washington, I'm going to pick St. Louis next game. Giants and Tennessee. If you lose to the Jacksonville Jaguars, no. I'm very reluctant to even pick this game, even just put it on there. But I'm going to pick the New York Giants reluctantly. When you lose to the Jacksonville Jaguars, there is absolutely no excuse. No excuse. Carolina, New Orleans. New Orleans hasn't been as good at home as they used to be. But Carolina is just... I'm going to pick New Orleans by default for the hell of it. The Jets in Minnesota, I'm going to pick Minnesota in that game. I really do. That's one of those games that just doesn't bother me too much, but I'm going to pick Minnesota. Baltimore and Miami, I'm going to pick Miami. They're on that one of those fringe teams, that 7, 8, 9. It's a big game for both teams. Baltimore, like I said, they're that soft number 5. This is a huge game, one of the biggest games of the week. I'm going to pick Miami. But if Miami doesn't get their run defense together, they're going to be left in the dust. And I'm saying it right now. So Miami over Baltimore in Miami. Indianapolis and Cleveland, I don't think much of it. I'm going to pick Indy. They're still the hottest team in the AFC. They'll put Johnny Football to shame. Okay. Or at least the start of it. I'm not the biggest Johnny Football fan anywhere. We may give him the best chance to win, but I'm going to pick Indianapolis. They're far superior. Tampa Bay and Detroit, I'm definitely going to pick Detroit. They're number 4, and they're ready to, in my top 6, and they're ready to go. And I think that performance, everything's coming back, and their defense is going to be too much. Even though Tampa Bay is a pretty decent defense as well. Detroit over Tampa Bay. Houston and Jacksonville, I'm going to pick Houston. Buffalo and Denver, actually I'm going to pick Denver and Denver. Seattle and Philadelphia. This is a hard pick. An incredibly hard pick. Number 2 against number 3 in my top 6. I'm going to tell you something. Would not shock me. Philadelphia. I'm going to pick Seattle. But you can go either way with this game. You really do. The way Sanchez is playing, not managing, not messing up. I would not shock me if Philadelphia won that game. It's just what defense outlasts the other defense. For that reason, I'm going to pick Seattle. That's the only reason. But it's a very hard pick. I'm going to be honest with you. San Francisco against Oakland. San Francisco, enough said. New England and San Diego, another tough game to pick. San Diego is certainly capable of winning, but I'm going to pick New England. That one. Kansas City and Arizona. Like I said, Kansas City's on the fringe of my top 6. They're on the outside looking in right now. Arizona's a very soft number. Has turned into a very soft number 5 in my top 6. So I'm going to pick, but I am going to pick Kansas City because I don't know if they're ready. Their defense is going to be the only reason Arizona will win that game. If not, otherwise it's going to be Kansas City. And Monday night, the number 1 team in the NFC, Green Bay, against Atlanta. tied for 6. Well, I'm going to pick Green Bay unless otherwise. Atlanta's going to give them a game, but at the end of the day, it's going to be too much Aaron Rodgers, too much Lambeau Field, and too much Green Bay. So with that in mind, thank you for joining me. Comment, like, and subscribe, and thank you for watching.